Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am StevieB, happy to have you all with us today. So today I'm going to be doing things a little bit different. I've got to actually capture multiple things. I've got to capture not just the game, I've also got to capture some stuff in the background over here. So I am going to be kind of bouncing back and forth between screens, and I've got to be capturing it all in the video for you guys. Got plenty of spit coming up for you guys. I don't have any sips going on today. For all the haters out there, I do understand the haters with the spit thing, but we also have some YouTube subscribers that are actually great followers and great supporters of the channel, and the sipping kind of sets them off. So I'm going to try to not be drinking as much coffee while I make the next couple of videos. I can't promise I'll do it forever because that's kind of my signature thing, but I understand there's a couple of people out there that it really affects them negatively when watching the videos, and they are good supporters of ours, so I'm going to try and cut back on that for you guys, even though it is kind of a signature of the channel. So today I am on the mothership Cronin out in space doing some repairing and VSE skilling. After making a video a couple days ago, I decided to come get some VSE skilling going. I need to get my VSE up. I want to unlock scientists at level 60, and I'm going to shoot for intuition at level 80. It's not something very many people ever accomplish, so I'm going for it. Now, am I going to get this all done lickety-split and get it done quick? No, it's going to take a while. The further you go, the harder it gets. This is the most grindy game ever. So it's going to take me quite some time to get to level 80, but when I do, I will let you guys know. I'm sure we'll make a video about it. So today I want to talk about something that I've been wanting to do a video over for a while. That is Mission Galactica. So whenever you very first start playing Entropia, you'll usually see this right here. You'll also see this on the load screen a lot of time. It's a mission chain they came up with a while back, even before I started playing, and they never really pushed it for some reason, which kind of seemed odd to me. So I want to kind of go through what it is for new players who are just starting the game, and also why very few people do it. So the rewards for this particular mission chain are one of three different things. Let's see here. So I can actually access it from space. So there's 10 total stages if you decide to go through all 10. And the reward that most people are familiar with in game is the adjusted restoration chip. You've probably seen these on auction. Lots of players love these. It's something that most players would like to have. It is a Mindforce healing tool, and obviously it's got some pretty good stats. Heal by 80% of heal for 30 seconds. This is something that a lot of players like having. And notice that they go for right around TT plus 5,100 PED. So you're looking at dropping about 510 US dollars to get your hands on one of these things. Prices have been going up a little bit. I saw some at 5,200 the other day. I saw one at 5,000 a few weeks ago. They've been around 4,500 PED for a while, but that's beside the point. So this is the one most people are familiar with. There is a second one that not very many people are familiar with that you can get later on in the mission. This is the improved restoration chip. You'll notice it's exactly the same as the first one, except for it's got a little bit better healing power. And then there is the granddaddy of them all, the modified restoration chip. This thing can do a whopping 585 to 780 heals per use. Now, it's only good for 2 uses per minute, but here's the cool part. It does the same heal by 80% for 30 seconds, but it also creates 1% lifesteal for 30 seconds. So remember, 2 uses per minute, right? Well, the effect lasts for 30 seconds. So if you use it twice in a minute, bam, you're covered. So with this, not only can you do an insane amount of healing, but you're essentially generating 1% lifesteal if you're using it consistently. So this thing, the modified version, there's only been one of them that have ever sold on auction. It went for TT plus 54,199 PED. That's $5,400 US currency for a virtual healing tool. $5,400. The improved version, there's only been 2 that ever sold. 22 sold total. It's the same 2 over and over. Right, there might be 3, but it's essentially the same ones over and over. 2 of them have sold in the past year for TT plus 20,000 PED. So what makes these things so ridiculously expensive other than the great healing power they provide? Well, that is a great question, and that's what we're here to answer. So let's look back at Mission Galactica. It's 10 stages. So stage number 1 is you have to hand in 5,000 vibrant sweat, and your reward is the Mission Galactica coin green. Now you'll see these on auctions every now and then. A lot of new players, they see the Mission Galactica thing, they see that's the first part of the chain, they know they can do that easily, so they get it, they throw it up on auction. Anybody who's going to be doing this mission chain, 5,000 sweat is nothing. That's stage 1 doesn't even matter because it's beside the point pretty much. So if you're a new player and you see this and you're like, oh cool, I can do the first stage. Yeah, anybody who can do this, as you'll see here in a second, the 5,000 sweat is not going to be the problem, I promise you. So don't even waste your time flying all the way out to where you have to go to get the coin, to get the green coin to turn in, because it's pointless if you're not going to go further. So stage 2, you have to hand in 5,000 animal muscle oil. TT value is 150 ped. Stage 3, you have to hand in 5,000 animal eye oil. TT value 250 ped. Stage 4, you have to hand in 5,000 animal thyroid oil. TT value 500 ped. Stage 5, you have to hand in 5,000 animal adrenal oil. TT value 1,000 ped. Now, here's where it gets hard. This is the reason that nobody really does this. Stage 6, you have to hand in 200 bio-IDs. These things have a TT value of 16 ped each, meaning for 200 of them, you're going to have a total TT value of 3,200 ped. Now, the numbers I'm quoting, guys, this is TT value. That doesn't include the markup. Okay? So forget markup. So, going backwards from the list we just did, 3,200, 1,000, 500, 250, 150. That gives us a grand total of 42, 47. Guess what? 5,100. So why are the adjusted restoration chips on auction for about 5,100 ped? Well, guess what? Just the TT value, not including the markup. And you're going to have to pay markup to get those bio IDs. You might not have to pay markup to get everything else, but you're definitely going to have to pay markup to get the bio IDs. So just to get through stage 6, which is where you get the adjusted restoration chip, the TT value is 5,100 ped. So essentially, the markup that people are paying on auction is just the TT value of the mission chain through this point. That's just to get the adjusted restoration chip. And again, that's without markup. Now, there is a bonus mission if you get the adjusted restoration chip and just call it good at this point. You can get the bonus mission to get the Divine Intervention chip. Now, the Divine Intervention chip does go for about 2,000 ped, give or take, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. I've seen it vary. I've seen them go as low as 1,200 ped. That was about a year and a half ago. Prices have gone up since then. But needless to say, it's a side mission you could do. Now, if you decide to get the adjusted restoration chip and do the side mission, you have to go out to the planets and you have to get through stage 6 of the Divine Creatures mission that you would get, and then you have to come back, and that's when you get the Divine Intervention chip. I'm not sure if the Divine Creatures mission is working at the moment since they've rolled out Codex. I would assume so, but that would be something I would definitely want to get with Mindark and submit a support case before I decide to go anywhere near this mission chain. If I was going to do this mission chain, which I'm not, I would definitely get with Mindark ahead of time, because I wouldn't want to go through all that trouble, get the adjusted restoration chip, and then not be able to do the Divine mission and get the Divine Intervention chip too. So, if you don't want the adjusted, let's say you wanted to keep going and you wanted to get the improved or the modified, you can skip getting the Divine mission and getting the Divine chip. You can skip getting the adjusted chip, and you can go to stage 7. Stage 7, 5,000 animal liver oil. The TT value on that, just the TT value with no markup, is 5,000 ped. Liver oil is a ped apiece, so you're talking 5,000 ped just for that. Then you have to get 500 rad conveyors. Rad conveyors with no markup, just TT value for 500 rad conveyors, you're at 8,500 ped. So if you do those 2 additional missions, you can get the default improved restoration chip, or you can keep going for the modified chip. Now, just between those 2 right there, you've got 13,500 ped. So if we add that to the 5,100 ped TT for the previous stages, That gets you 18,600 ped TT value, not counting markup, which is why the ones that have sold on auction have gone for about TT plus 20,000 ped. If you keep going, stage 9, 1 million metal residue. 1 million. That's 10,000 ped. That's $1,000 US. Then, stage 10, the granddaddy of them all, to get the default restoration chip, you need 1,000 vacuum flux energy generators. Vacuum flux energy generators have a TT value of 25 ped apiece. That's 25,000 ped TT value, not counting markup. And these things are rare. They do not drop very often. I think there was only like 5 on auction total. And I think they all had a different seller the other day when I looked. The markup on these things is 200 to 300% markup. So you're talking 25,000 ped TT value if you go out and farm them yourself, which is going to take forever to get 1,000. I mean, think about how often do you get a 25 ped drop. So you've got to loot a 25 ped item. Think about that. And you need 1,000 of them, and they're super rare. So if you were to try and buy them up off auction, which would be hard because, like I said, there was only like 5 on auction the other day, the markup is over 200%. So you're going to be 25,000 ped TT, and then if you go for markup, you're blowing well over 50,000 ped. So that is why between the TT value alone, you're at 35,000 ped on that stage right there for those 2 stages, for the metal residue and the vacuum flux energy generators. So if we add the 35,000 ped to the 18,600 ped we had earlier, we're right at about 55,000 ped. So you can see why the modified chip, the one that has sold on auction ever, why it went for TT plus 54,000 ped, because that's more or less the TT value of what it takes to create the stupid thing. That's not counting all the time you have to put in. That's not counting all the markup you have to pay. That's just the TT value of what goes into making it. Now, why did I decide to make this now? Why did I decide to do this video now instead of, way back at the beginning of my career? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, I actually thought I would get an adjusted restoration chip at some point. I have not got one yet. I still might someday. Who knows? As of yet, it just hasn't been a thing, so I was going to wait till I got the chip to make it. But number two, I was actually playing about 4 or 5 days ago. It was probably about 5 days ago now. And I saw a global message go across my screen that somebody had found a modified restoration chip. So somebody out there, some player, I don't know who it was, I didn't catch the name, and when I went back to check the HOF board the next day, it was already gone. But there is a player out there who in the past week has gone through this mission chain to the very end and has created another modified restoration chip. That is insane. That is over $5,400 US in just TT inputs. That's not counting markup, not counting the time it takes to get it, not counting all the markup you would have to pay for those vacuum flux energy generators. So when I saw that message, I realized that, since this channel is aimed at newer players who need information about the game, it might be a good idea to look at Mission Galactica. Now, that is all the reasons why people don't do it. Obviously, why would you go through the trouble when you can just hop on auction and more or less pay the same price and just get it done right then and there instead of having to go through the trouble? I get it. Makes sense to me. But one thing that is important is whenever you're dealing with Mission Galactica, in order to get these tokens that you trade for these adjusted chips and modified chips, you have to go to a place called Howling Mine, and you have to talk to a certain pirate that's there. Now, it's not a real pirate. His name's Dread Castamere, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. He's at the Howling Mine space station. It's a quote-unquote pirate space station. It's just a space station just like any of the rest. And he's not really a pirate. He is a NPC. However, there is a lot of PvP lootable space between any of the planets and Howling Mine. So if you've never been to Howling Mine, the reason I'm telling you this is do not get these materials and just start flying to Howling Mine. You can get shot down, you will get looted, and that's a lot of money to lose. Anybody doing this mission is going to want to take warps back and forth. You're definitely not going to want to just travel with all that stuff through PvP lootable space. But if you've never been to Howling Mine, go check it out if you get time. Let me see if I can pull it up on the map. Show you guys kind of where it is. Okay, so here's Calypso. I'm currently at Urbos. Howling Mine is it here? It's one of these over here. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one right here. So it's kind of, it's between Rocktropia and I guess this is next island over here. And I guess this is Tulun up here. So it's between Rocktropia and Tulun, I guess. Yeah, I think this is Tulun. I can't really pinpoint it. But yeah, Halley Mine is right here. So if you've never been to Halley Mine, check it out. It is really cool looking because it doesn't look like the rest of the space stations. It kind of resembles like a giant meteor with a hole in it, and then you fly into it. There's not really anything to do there, but if you're in the area, check it out because it's really, really cool looking. So I wanted to make this video to kind of go over Mission Galactica. I want you guys to understand what it really takes to get the adjusted restoration ship, the Devine intervention ship, the improved intervention ship, or restoration ship, and the modified restoration ship, because it is a lot. It is a lot of TT value, and if you notice, the prices on auction are pretty close to the TT value of the inputs that it takes to make them. So whoever is selling them isn't really making money off them. They didn't really make money off the chain. In fact, they probably lost money on the chain, because when you add markup in to these numbers, the markup on the rad conveyors, the bio IDs, and the flux energy generators is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's just staggering. I can't imagine having the kind of money where I could go, I'm just going to buy up 1,000 flux energy generators. The markup's already 200%. It's a rare drop, so I'm going to push it through the roof. I mean, that would be blowing a lot of money. So guys, I hope this has been informative. I hope if you're a new player, it's given you some insight in why you might want to stay away from Mission Galactica. Also, Mission Galactica does have health requirements. You don't just have to turn this stuff in. You got to have a certain amount of HP. So, like to get the mod ship, you got to have 180 health, which if you're going for the mod ship, you definitely have. To get the basic adjusted restoration ship that most people get, you got to have 120 health, which most people have by the time they're interested in it. So if you're a newer player and you see this, it's probably something you want to stay away from. You'd be better off just buying this stuff off auction. If you have the kind of money to buy a modified or an improved ship, they are out there. You've just got to figure out who owns them and see if they're willing to sell them. If money is no object for you and you want a really big challenge and want to create some stuff that will definitely be sought after by players in the future, by all means, go make your own improved or modified restoration ship. More power to you. Good luck getting the materials. But I see a lot of new players that they join, they see this, they see that stage 1 is just turning in that 5,000 sweat to get that green token, and they do it, and then they throw it on auction. They're upset when it doesn't sell. Well, guys, look at what I'm telling you. You're talking tens of thousands and thousands of PED, 54,000 PED total, 55,000 PED total, and that's TT value. That's not counting markup. You're talking something that, like the flux energy generators, might take years worth of hunting if you were to try and find them yourself and loot them. So anybody who's capable of handling this mission chain, anywhere from stage 6 on up, the sweat is not a problem. They're not even worried about the sweat. They're not even worried about stage 1. Stage 1 might as well just be go talk to the NPC. So I hate seeing new players that take the time to sweat, and they get the sweat, and then they turn it into this green token, and they really can't use the green token. Then they're stuck with it. So they take what little money they have, and then they try and take it, and now they make it stage 2, and they hand in the muscle oil, then the eye oil, and now they got the turquoise token, and they still can't do anything with it. So they turn it in along with the thyroid oil, and now they got the blue token, and then they get some adrenal oil, and man, they're just dumping money into the game. Now they got the orange token. Well, again, without the bio IDs, everything else is kind of pointless. Pretty much prior to stage 6 is a non-concern. If you can do stage 6, you can do all the stages before it. Very easy. Getting the 200 bio IDs to do stage 6 and actually complete the mission is the hard part. So anybody doing this mission chain, they're not even looking at the first 5 stages. They're looking at stage 6 and thinking, how can I get the bio IDs? Everything else is kind of just a prerequisite that isn't even really a thought. So I hope this has been informative. I hope it keeps a lot of people from wasting a lot of time and energy on Mission Galactica. Or if you're going to do Mission Galactica and you just have the money to blow, I hope that it kind of lets you know a little bit more about what you're in for and what you're going to be looking at as far as TT spend, and then the markup, that's on you guys. The bio IDs are not the easiest thing to find. The flux energy generators are not the easiest thing to find, and the rad conveyors are not the easiest thing to find. So from earnped.com, I've been StevieB. We'll be back with more content for you guys very, very soon. I am going to be coming to Calypso. I'm going to be bouncing between Calypso and the Cronin for the foreseeable future. I'll probably make some stops at Arcadia here and there, but I really just kind of want to focus on my VSE at the moment. With everything else that I've got going on in life, with some other projects I've got going on, it just makes it easier for me to be able to do VSE while multitasking. We will do some videos about other stuff too, but for the foreseeable future, if you need me, I'll either be on Calypso, Arcadia, or the Cronin, usually bouncing back and forth between the three on a daily basis pretty much. Be sure and remember that the RK0 competition is still going. Keep submitting those submissions for the RK0 competition, as I clearly have plenty to give away. Here's all the RK0s that I brought with me. And that's just what I brought with me to skill. I've probably got 600 to 700 more RK0s in storage on Calypso. I don't carry them all with me because they are heavy and they do make you overweight. And I don't like having to walk everywhere. I like to be able to run. So the RK0 competition is still going. Keep those submissions coming in. Even if you've already gotten an RK0 from the competition, keep submitting those forms because you can get more. It's not a one and done type thing. We also have the advanced competition. As you guys know, if you're somebody who's doing the RK0 competition daily, religiously, and you would like to do the advanced competition, shoot me an email at sbraggs62@gmail.com. That's sbraggs62@gmail.com, and we'll talk about it. So we've got more content coming for you guys in the near future. I'm hoping that they announce something about Halloween Mayhem in the near future. We didn't have a Summer Mayhem, so they could retool the Mayhem system. It's already October 6th, so I'm really, really hoping that there's an announcement in the next couple of weeks. Usually they don't announce until about a week before Halloween, give or take, so I'm giving them a little bit more time. Really excited to see what changes there are to the Mayhem system, and we'll have an update for you guys on the Gold Rush results when they come out. I did not compete. I had a friend who competed that I helped sponsor, so, you know, good luck to them, best of luck to them. And I did grind it out and get some skill pills, most of which I've used. I've still got one or two more to use. But we will be covering the Gold Rush results whenever those are announced. And we've got a lot of other stuff planned for you guys coming up. So be sure and check out earnped.com. It's the easiest way for you to earn. And when you earn, we earn. That's the easiest, fastest, best way to support us. We appreciate all of our supporters that are out there. We even appreciate our haters, because what would we do without you? So guys, from earnped.com, I've been StevieB. Sip, sip, smack, smack, F the haters, and we will see you guys with more content real soon. Take care, Stevies.